I had to pick one app or service that continues to keep one-upping itself in terms of the quality and the awesome updates that keep coming out. It'd have to be LeiaPix Converter. In this video, I'm going to show you why. And this time, it is particularly relevant to people interested in doing things with 3D directly, especially on glasses-free 3D displays. This update is actually my favorite update out of anything ever since last fall when Leia did their whole series of updates to their camera app, Leia Player, and added all these crazy features. This is the biggest update to anything since then that I've seen, and you're going to see why in this video. So let's take a look right now and upload an image that I created with Adobe Firefly and see what you can do with it on LeiaPix Converter today. So when you first get to the new updated LeiaPix page, it has a whole list of crazy updates that they've brought. The addition of a 3D XR stereo tab that allows you to preview and finely adjust the settings of your 3D pictures, anaglyph preview and export, and then some other improvements too. Just by dragging and dropping an image into LeiaPix, which has always been really fun to mess around with, because the depth estimation technology just continues to improve. So it's really cool. Let's take a look at it right now. I actually created this image right here in Adobe Firefly, and I'm going to drag and drop it here to get started. This is just a silly image of ostriches in a hot air balloon, and it just usually takes a couple seconds for it to load. Your depth animation gets created first, so it always starts with creating this depth animation, and you can see that it actually looks pretty smooth and nice. I mean, maybe slightly off. The first thing we can do is take a look at the actual depth map, and you can see if anything is off. So we can just scroll down here and click on depth map, and then it gives you a pointer saying that basically you can zoom in and adjust the details. And as I suspected, the depth map is a little bit off, but it's actually really easy to fix. So I can just click on this tool, so I can pick up depth point and then paint another area to be equivalent to that level of depth. So now this will match more closely. I'll just do this roughly. So now we have our animation. And if we go over to the next tab, this is the really exciting part. I mean, these animations are great. This one maybe didn't turn out the best, but if you go over to this next tab, then it shows you your side-by-side pair. But the coolest part of all to me is that you can adjust the amount of depth. As you see in the slider here, there's a depth slider. And if we do this, you can see the image changes, like the level of disparity is adjusted as you move the slider back and forth. But you can actually see that going on. If you have a pair of these, you can actually click on this anaglyph tool, put these on, and then you'll be able to see in real time as you're adjusting this in 3D. And it's just crazy. Like, I'm using my Mac to view real-time editing on LeiaPix Converter in 3D. And this is just crazy. Like, maybe a better way to put it is just super convenient, because now I can see how much depth I'm getting and how good the 3D effect is going to be before I even bring it over to one of these awesome 3D displays. Depth is one thing you can control, but not just the depth. There's also the focus point. So you can easily set a focus point, and it's pretty accurate. If I just click on this focus point and then say I want it to focus on the ostriches in the hot air balloon, click on them and it'll set the focus point there at the maximum amount of depth, then you should have a pretty nice looking image. But actually in this case, they're set towards the level of depth was like pure white. So I'm going to put the focus point more towards the middle, and it should look more natural. There we go. Now they're popping out, and the focus point is more at the level of this ostrich on the left, and it just feels more natural, but it looks really cool. This tool has gotten so much better because you can visualize what you're doing in real time in 3D just by using these two tools, playing with the amount of depth and the focus point viewing with this anaglyph mode. Or if you have a display that's compatible with showing things in real time in 3D, like the Acer Spatial Labs laptops can actually do, then you can just pull up this side-by-side left and right mode and then edit in real time in 3D. Adjust the depth settings and the focus point here and visualize that in real time. So I really love this update, and I hope you can see how big of a deal this is for people who just want to be able to convert something at the highest quality available right now using cloud conversion technology and then view it on one of your 3D devices. Even VR. I mean, this is just a side-by-side image that you can output. And the other really cool thing is that when you export it, it's available to export for free at 720p, which in general is actually enough on the LumePad 2 or on this ProMa tablet. Like, it still looks nice, very clear. That's free. Side-by-side cross-eyed is free. Anaglyph up to 720p is free. If you want to go up to 4K for any of these settings, then you have to start paying credits. Not the greatest thing in the world, but to me, I thought this was cool enough where it's the first time that I was using LeiaPix, and then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna pay for this. And I paid $20-$30 worth of credits just so I can export a bunch of really amazing looking conversions at 4K quality. Of course, you can toggle back to your animation and then export this as well. And there are different tools here that were also added in a recent update that allow you to do different things like zoom to center or zoom left and then just zoom in and out, and the effect is really cool. And then this perspective rotation thing, you can even do custom settings where you increase the amplitude of the rotation or the direction that it's rotating for each of these different things. So it's super flexible, and if you feel like it's moving too slowly, you can adjust the length of the animation to make it go faster, or the amount of motion to make it more subtle or more exaggerated. These things really do turn out super stunning, and just to show, so to finish off, I want to show you how nice I think some of these look when you actually view them in 3D. Like, check that out. These things, this is one of the exports I did in 4K, and it just turns out so beautiful, so stunning in 3D, in 4K. Like, you really have to see this for yourself. It looks so good on Promo's tablet. Like the clarity in 4K in 3D in this vertical orientation, I really can't get enough of it. Here's one in horizontal orientation that I think turned out pretty cool too. Like the 3D effect was really impressive, and I thought LeiaPix did a very accurate job of capturing like exactly how this should look in 3D. And this one was also exported in 4K, and same with this one. And this one too. If you've enjoyed this video so far, found it informative, please like and subscribe to this channel. These tools and services just keep getting better and better and more mind-blowing. There's so many cool things to show, like I can't even keep up with how many amazing things are happening with the 3D technology right now. Yes, if you're enjoying this video, I think you will really like what's to come in future videos on this channel. So definitely like and subscribe. I just want to thank you again if you have already seen the smartphone film. Here it is again. Some of these viewed on my iPhone in 3D are just absolutely incredible to look at. I mean, it's just crazy. I still cannot. I pull out my iPhone just to look at things in 3D like constantly all day long because I still feel like it's too good to be true. I never expected to have a 3D iPhone before I got a 3D Android phone, which I've been waiting for what feels like forever, but this is just incredible to have. And I forgot to mention, this is actually a new iPhone for me. I bought a used iPhone 14 Plus so I could have a 3D iPhone in the larger size because I'm filming this on my Sony camera, but also at the same time in 3D for my other channel using Spatialify on my iPhone 15 Pro. So in this way, I can film things in native 3D, but also show off stuff in 3D on an iPhone. But this one has a bigger screen than the iPhone 15 Pro. I don't have the Pro Max, mine is 15 Pro, so I wanted to see how good this 3D stuff looks on a larger sized iPhone, and this does not disappoint. Like, it's so cool to have two different iPhone sizes, both of them in really beautiful glasses-free 3D, and then to be able to take stuff and view it on LeiaPix, kind of design the 3D the way I want it, and then bring it to all these different 3D devices. This update is really a killer update. If you haven't already, I highly recommend hopping over to LeiaPix, just opening up their webpage and giving it a try yourself, especially if you have a pair of anaglyph glasses ready to go to check it out, because it really is super cool. And then if you've ordered one of these, you can try it out on your iPhone 15 Pro or 15 Pro Max once you get it, directly in glasses-free 3D. If you're interested in getting one, I'm going to post a link in the comments for this video so you can order your own 3D protection screen for your iPhone. The 3D technology just keeps getting more and more exciting, better and better over time. I feel like we're getting close to a turning point. Like, it's already really cool, but I just get the sense that it's going to get even better really quickly. But you're all probably wondering, just like I am, when is the new LeiaPad 3D 2 actually going to release? I am hoping that we're going to have an update soon. Who knows? It hasn't come yet, and I don't have any information at this time, but as soon as I do, I'm going to make a video on it and get my hands on one, cover as many details as I possibly can. And I'm looking forward to kind of sharing that excitement with all of you and experiencing the release of the next generation of 3D tablets. But in the meantime, what do y'all think of this LeiaPix update? I think it personally, like I said, I think it's the most exciting update that I've seen for 3D related stuff in quite some time. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm really interested to hear what you think, and if you give it a try yourself, how your experience is with it and how you feel about the results that you get from the latest version of LeiaPix Converter. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next